My new rolling cart will be this guy, and this guy we got a piece of plywood, half-inch plywood for $10 on clearance at Menards. So we'll be able to double stack that, put a little rounded edges on it. We're gonna bevel it. That should be a nice little kind of fun-sized cart that I can pull around with just the tools I need for the day, and then push it back in the corner where I don't need it. And that hopefully will also carry the shop rags that I keep in a pile that I've not really had a good place for. So it'll be nice to get those out of the dust, out of the debris, and away in a cart that I can roll around. So one of the things I like about this old stuff is that they actually made stuff better back in the day. This thing doesn't turn very well at all. This thing takes a lot of effort to push. So I pulled the little axle out, and look at that. There's a bronze bushing inside the wheel. Instead of just having a piece of hard plastic, hard rubber all the way through, you can actually replace that bushing and keep going forever. That's the stuff that you just don't find anymore, and it makes it so much easier to keep stuff like this working long term. I'm gonna throw some grease in all these bushings on all four wheels. I'm sure it hasn't been touched since it was made, and this thing will be scooting down the driveway in no time. Got one more thing to do here, and not only do we have our wheel bearings that we fixed, and they run pretty fine. We have these little bearings that allow the wheels to swivel, and they're a little bit really wobbly. We can just grease them and then stick them back in, because they have a little snappy bronze ring there, brass ring, that we can use to hold it in. Awesome! That is super cool. Wow, look at that. Sweet. Nice. We got the top of the cart over here, and this is a $10 piece of plywood, clearance plywood from Menards, and we doubled this up, glued it together, and what happened in this corner came apart a little bit. So this is a little bit too long anyway. I think we're going to be able to just cut that off. But
which side is up?
I think we have yet to determine which side is up. I think it's time to take this thing up to the cart and we will test fit it. You can kind of see where the paint was rubbed off. Looks like it's pretty close, maybe a 1/4 inch off. Fancy pants.
Right on. So this is the line of the radius. We'll see if that works.
This plywood's pretty soft. I'm getting concerned that, you know, it's not going to be very good for actually hitting stuff and whacking on it, but should hold the tool bag pretty well, and it'll be a good thing to get started for $10. Ta-da! Close enough. Kind of not the right wood to be doing that with, huh? Really nasty there.
Front's not bad. A little bit there.
Better than it was before. We'll plan on remaking this in solid wood in the future, but for now we're just gonna make it the right color and send it out. Did I get too close to this last time? It's kind of poop brown right now. I guess mahogany's a little darker wood too. Should we get in the cracks here? Like that. really matter.
It should be like on t-shirt now.
I think that's just
not
the nature
sanded
of
smooth.
Yeah, it's really wavy, so it didn't sand smooth, and then I try to paint it, and it doesn't want to paint smooth either. It's just a shitty piece of wood. But it's got character, and character is what the paint job has too. When I did the desk, I didn't put it on thick enough, so I'm going to try to really glob it on here and get it to go. I think the thicker you have it, the more it evens out when it dries, right?
Probably level, self-leveling, yeah.
Kind of like POR 15.
I would do the edges first.
Do the edges first? Oh, dang it, I just screwed the whole thing up. I think that's like 3 coats now. It's okay. I mean, it's pretty soft. It looks like crap on here, and then we have that rough portion right here. But the rough portion is going back toward the wall, and I got this thing all got it evened out with the combination square. It's all the same around the edges, and we got the measurements pretty darn accurate. Let's go underneath here. We got 4 holes to drill. That's about it for now. I noticed a couple things I want to change in the future here. We have these holes in the sides, which would be good for a little bit of a handle, or maybe even be able to hang some tools like pry bars on the side of this thing. The back is also open, so I'd like to put a plate over that, and when I put the plate on, I would like to also build in a place to hook in an extension cord, and then have like a 4 outlets for plugging power tools in. That way at least I can keep them plugged in and I don't have to swap them on the power cord. That's another thing that I'd like to use on the truck until I get a generator system set up, so at least if I'm pulling up to somebody's house or a building, I can plug in and have access to the full shop remotely on the truck instead of going everywhere else. Anyway, so that's the big thing. It looks like I can stuff a few more rags back in here, and we'll get this thing shoved back in the corner and ready to use.